Imagine waking up one morning to find your town without power, your water running low, and stores closed indefinitely. Panic sets in. What do you do first? Most people think of expensive survival gear, but the truth is, some of the most critical items cost next to nothing, and many you might already have around your home. These items are versatile, long-lasting, and essential for maintaining your family's safety and comfort in emergencies. While high-tech gadgets and specialty gear often steal the spotlight, it's these overlooked low-cost supplies that make the difference between stress and survival when the unexpected hits. Before we dive into the list, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you want more prepper tips, survival hacks, and actionable strategies for everyday emergencies. By the end of this video, you'll know more than 30 low-cost, multi-use survival items that could save your life and the lives of your loved ones when disaster strikes. When most people think of prepping, they imagine expensive tools like generators, water filtration systems, or solar panels. While those items can certainly help, they aren't always realistic for every budget. In this video, we'll walk through 30-plus items that every prepper should have. Each item is multi-use, inexpensive, and proven to be valuable in emergencies. By understanding why these items are essential and how to use them effectively, you'll be able to prepare your home with confidence and peace of mind. Water storage and purification. Water is the cornerstone of survival. Without it, life becomes difficult within hours, and health deteriorates rapidly. Stockpiling water doesn't have to be expensive. Empty gallon jugs, large food-grade buckets, and refillable containers are all effective options. Paired with household bleach, water purification tablets, or even DIY filtration systems, they provide a steady, safe supply of drinking water. One of the most overlooked aspects of prepping is understanding how quickly municipal water systems can fail in a disaster. Natural disasters, power outages, and contamination can make tap water unsafe within hours. A family of 4 can consume over a gallon per person per day, meaning a week-long disruption could be catastrophic without preparation. By storing water and having inexpensive purification methods on hand, you ensure hydration for survival, cooking, and basic hygiene. The cost is minimal, but the benefit is immeasurable. Duct tape. Duct tape is arguably one of the most versatile prepper tools available. It can repair torn tents, patch holes in tarps, seal leaks in containers, and even serve as a makeshift bandage or splint in emergencies. It's cheap, lightweight, and effective, making it a must-have for any survival kit. People often underestimate how quickly minor problems can escalate in a crisis. A broken water container, a torn shelter, or a ripped sleeping bag can become major obstacles if you're unprepared. Duct tape solves a multitude of problems with minimal effort and cost. Its adhesive strength and flexibility make it useful for everything from bundling firewood to creating temporary fixes for clothing or gear. For preppers, duct tape is the ultimate multi-use item, and having several rolls on hand is a practical, inexpensive way to add reliability to your emergency preparations. Paracord. Paracord is another inexpensive, multi-use item that should be in every prepper's inventory. Originally designed for parachutes, its strength and flexibility make it ideal for shelter construction, clothing repair, or even first aid situations such as a tourniquet or sling. One roll of paracord can solve countless problems during emergencies, and it's light enough to carry without hassle. In a survival scenario, being able to tie down equipment, secure food, or create traps and snares can be life-saving. Its low cost and adaptability make it an essential item that can't be overlooked. Paracord is durable, long-lasting, and surprisingly versatile, proving that the simplest tools often offer the greatest value in crisis situations. Garbage bags. Heavy-duty garbage bags may seem mundane, but their value in a survival situation is immense. They can serve as waterproofing for supplies, temporary rain ponchos, makeshift insulation, or even improvised shelters. During emergencies, protecting your possessions and maintaining hygiene becomes critical. A stack of large, durable garbage bags costs almost nothing, yet provides multiple layers of protection for food, clothing, and equipment. They are also useful for waste management, helping prevent sanitation issues when plumbing is unavailable. The low cost and high utility make garbage bags a staple item that preppers often wish they had stocked more of during past crises. Candles and matches. Candles provide light and a small amount of heat when electricity is unavailable, and matches or lighters ensure you can start fires quickly. In extended blackouts, fire becomes not just a comfort, but a necessity for cooking and warmth. Cheap candles and waterproof matches can last for years if stored correctly, providing an inexpensive yet reliable source of light. Historical examples show that during power outages, families often scramble for these items, demonstrating their vital role in emergency preparedness. In addition, candles are quiet, do not require complex equipment, and can be placed strategically around the house to illuminate critical areas, making them both practical and versatile. Aluminum foil. Aluminum foil is cheap, lightweight, and incredibly versatile. It can be used for cooking, insulation, water collection, and even signal fires during emergencies. In survival situations, it serves as a reflector for heat, a container for makeshift cooking, or even as a protective layer for food storage. Its value lies in its adaptability. A single roll can solve multiple problems at a fraction of the cost of specialized survival gear. For preppers, aluminum foil is one of those simple items that unexpectedly becomes invaluable when resources are limited. Canned goods and dry foods. Stockpiling canned goods and dry foods like rice, beans, pasta, and lentils is a core strategy for survival. These items have long shelf lives, are inexpensive, and provide substantial nutrition. During disruptions in supply chains, canned and dry foods are often among the first items to disappear from store shelves, demonstrating their critical importance. Beyond sustenance, these foods are easy to store, transport, and prepare with minimal resources, making them ideal for both short-term and long-term emergency planning. Peanut butter and nut butters. High in calories and protein, peanut butter is a compact and long-lasting food item. It provides energy and nutrition in a portable form and doesn't require refrigeration. During emergencies, protein and calorie-dense foods become essential for maintaining strength and focus. Nut butters are affordable, versatile, and often available at most grocery stores, making them a prepper favorite for stockpiling without spending a fortune. Instant coffee and tea. For many, coffee and tea are comfort items, but they also serve a practical function in emergencies. They provide warmth, hydration, and morale boosts when stress levels are high. Stockpiling small packets of instant coffee or tea bags is inexpensive, lightweight, and ensures a sense of normalcy during stressful conditions. These items also require minimal preparation and last for long periods, making them ideal for survival scenarios. Baking soda. Baking soda is inexpensive, lightweight, and extremely versatile. It can be used for cleaning, odor control, minor first aid, and even as a fire extinguisher in small grease fires. Its multiple applications make it a valuable low-cost item for preppers, offering practical solutions for hygiene, cooking, and household emergencies. Soap and hygiene supplies. Maintaining hygiene is critical in any emergency. Bar soap, liquid soap, hand sanitizer, and toothbrushes help prevent illness when medical services might be limited. In survival situations, disease can spread quickly if proper hygiene is neglected, and minor infections can turn serious without treatment. Soap can also serve multiple purposes beyond cleaning the body. It can disinfect surfaces, clean utensils, and even be used to lubricate stuck zippers or windows. Stockpiling hygiene supplies ensures your family can remain healthy, maintain morale, and reduce the risk of preventable illnesses. When resources are scarce, these inexpensive items become invaluable tools in maintaining both safety and dignity. Vinegar? Vinegar is another inexpensive, multi-purpose item with numerous survival applications. It can be used for cleaning and disinfecting surfaces, as a natural food preservative, and even as a mild antiseptic for minor cuts or scrapes. It can also be used to start fires when combined with baking soda in a controlled reaction, or to remove stains and odors from clothing and equipment. The low cost and versatility of vinegar make it a staple for preppers, providing both practical and health-related benefits during emergencies. Toilet paper and paper towels. While it may seem trivial, toilet paper and paper towels become priceless during extended emergencies. They serve hygiene needs, cleaning, and even insulation or fire-starting purposes when conventional materials are unavailable. Many people overlook these items until shortages occur, but they are essential for maintaining sanitation, comfort, and morale. Cooking oils. Here's something most people forget until it's gone. Cooking oil. No matter how much rice, beans, or canned food you've got, you'll still need fat. You need it to fry, bake, saute, and even survive. Fats provide energy. They help your body absorb vitamins, and without them, you'll feel the impact fast, especially in survival conditions. But oils go bad. That's the tricky part. Vegetable oil, canola, soybean, these have shelf lives of about 12 to 18 months. Once they go rancid, they smell awful and can make you sick. That's why smart preppers choose oils like coconut oil and olive oil, especially the ones in glass containers, which block light and extend shelf life. Now here's where it gets urgent. The 2025 sunflower oil shortage triggered by war and poor harvests in Europe is already affecting global supply chains. Prices have doubled in some countries. Major fast food chains are quietly switching oil types due to cost and availability. Stock up now before panic buying hits again. Choose stable oils. Store them in cool, dark places. A few gallons of oil today could be worth hundreds tomorrow, and may be the key to actually cooking your food instead of just boiling it. Salt. If there's one item that's as valuable as gold in a food crisis, it's salt. It's not just for flavor. Salt is a preserver. For thousands of years, salt has kept meat, fish, and vegetables safe to eat without refrigeration. It's also essential for your body, for hydration, nerve function, and muscle performance. You lose salt every time you sweat, and in survival scenarios, especially hot summers, that loss adds up fast. Without enough salt, you risk headaches, fatigue, cramps, or worse. In a crisis, you might be forced to eat bland or boiled foods just to get by. Salt transforms that into something edible. It also makes bartering easier, because trust me, people will trade real goods for a handful of salt when supplies run out. Here's the kicker. Salt is cheap for now. You can buy pounds of it for just a few dollars. It doesn't expire, it doesn't spoil. It's one of the smartest, most versatile preps you can buy. Stockpile iodized salt for nutrition, sea salt for flavor, and rock or canning salt for preservation. Store it in airtight containers to avoid moisture. And rest easy knowing you've got one of the oldest survival tools known to man sitting right in your pantry. Flour and baking essentials. Here's something most people overlook in their emergency plans. Flour and baking staples. Flour is the foundation of homemade food. Bread, pancakes, tortillas, biscuits, they all start with flour. In a real crisis, baking from scratch isn't just an option, it becomes a necessity. And guess what? In 2025, we're already seeing wheat prices fluctuate like crazy. Thanks to global droughts, fertilizer shortages, and the lingering impact of war in major wheat-producing regions, flour prices are creeping up. Some countries have started limiting grain exports, which means less supply, higher prices, and more competition worldwide. If you wait until things get worse, you might find that a simple 10-pound bag of flour costs you $20, or that it's simply not available. But it's not just flour. You need baking powder, yeast, sugar, baking soda, and salt to turn that flour into real meals. Without those, your flour isn't much help. White all-purpose flour lasts about a year or two on the shelf. But if you vacuum seal it or store it in Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, it can last up to 10 years. Whole wheat flour goes bad faster because of the oils in the wheat germ. So if you buy it, plan to use and rotate. A few extra bags of flour and baking staples in your pantry today can keep your family fed with fresh bread when shelves are empty and store-bought options are gone. Shelf-stable milk. Think about how often you use milk in coffee, cereal, baking, sauces. Now imagine going weeks or months without refrigeration. How would you keep milk in your diet? That's why shelf-stable milk is so critical. Powdered milk, UHT milk, ultra-high, temperature-treated, and canned evaporated milk all store safely without a fridge. They last months to years, depending on the type and how they're stored. During past crises, like the pandemic or winter blackouts, milk was one of the first items people rushed to buy. And in 2025, things are only getting worse. Dairy farmers are facing feed shortages, rising transportation costs, and regulatory pressure that's causing some to shut down. That all leads to fewer cows, less milk, and higher prices. Even school lunch programs in several states have reported shortages of milk cartons, leading to rationing and substitutions. Powdered milk can be reconstituted for drinking, used in baking, or added to oatmeal and coffee. UHT cartons are great for grab and use, and evaporated milk works in cooking and desserts. Having several types in your pantry gives you options. It gives you flexibility, and more importantly, it gives you peace of mind. Because in a food crisis, the comfort of a warm bowl of oatmeal or a splash of milk in your coffee might mean more than you ever imagined. Dried beans and lentils. If you're looking for cheap, powerful, and long-lasting nutrition, nothing beats dried beans and lentils. These humble pantry staples are a survival powerhouse. They're packed with protein, rich in fiber, and loaded with essential minerals like iron, magnesium, and potassium. When stored properly, in sealed mylar bags with oxygen absorbers or food-grade buckets, they can last 25 years or more, making them one of the best investments in long-term food security. They're also incredibly affordable, with a 1-pound bag often costing just a couple of dollars, and when bought in bulk, the savings multiply. In a crisis, a single bag of beans can become a full, sustaining meal when paired with rice. Add a few spices, and you've got warmth, calories, and comfort in one bowl. Lentils, in particular, are a smart addition because they cook faster than most beans, require no soaking, and still deliver a high nutritional punch. They're perfect for quick meals when fuel and time are limited. But there's a problem. In 2025, global output of pulses, which includes both beans and lentils, has declined. Water shortages, extreme heat, and shrinking farmland have all contributed to reduced harvests. At the same time, a growing number of people are turning to plant-based diets either out of choice or necessity, pushing demand for these staples even higher. And when meat becomes unaffordable or unavailable, which is happening more often these days, people scramble for alternatives, and that's when beans disappear from store shelves. Canned beans are helpful for quick, ready-to-eat options, but they cost more and take up more space. Dried beans, on the other hand, are lightweight, easy to store, and stretch much further. You can feed your family for pennies per meal, all while providing the protein and nutrients needed for strength and health. Seeds for growing food. This is arguably the most powerful item on the entire list, and the one people tend to ignore until it's far too late. Garden seeds. When food runs out, when prices skyrocket beyond your budget, and when store shelves stay empty for days or even weeks, the ability to grow your own food becomes not just useful, but absolutely essential. Right now, seeds are cheap, incredibly cheap, in fact. But when a full-blown food crisis hits, they'll either be unavailable or ridiculously overpriced. Just look at what happened back in 2020. Seed companies were completely sold out for months, and that was during a short-term pandemic, not a long-term economic breakdown like we're now facing in 2025. Erratic weather patterns, global seed patenting, and widespread soil depletion are making it harder and more expensive to grow food the traditional way. That's why home gardening is no longer just a relaxing hobby, it's quickly becoming a survival skill. Stocking up on heirloom, non-GMO seeds is critical right now. These seeds can be saved, replanted, and passed on, unlike hybrid seeds that often produce sterile or unreliable crops. Focus on reliable growers that thrive in most conditions, like tomatoes, peppers, green beans, carrots, zucchini, lettuce, and herbs. Even if you don't have land, you can still garden. With container gardening, vertical setups, or raised beds, even a small balcony, rooftop, or sunny windowsill can grow something valuable. Seeds have no expiration date if they're stored properly in a cool, dry, and dark place. They take up almost no space, require no refrigeration, and can provide food, independence, and hope for years to come. If you've stocked your pantry but haven't stocked your garden, you're still exposed. In the end, seeds are freedom. Seeds are security. And sooner than we think, seeds might just become the most valuable currency on Earth, more powerful than gold or silver. And there you have it, 30 low-cost, multi-use survival items that every prepper should stockpile. From water storage and purification to pet supplies, duct tape, and even simple items like baking soda or aluminum foil, these are the essentials that will keep you, your family, and your household safe, comfortable, and resilient when the unexpected strikes. Each item may seem small or ordinary, but in a crisis, their value is immeasurable. Prepping isn't about panic or fear. It's about foresight, responsibility, and empowerment. Every item you stockpile is a step toward independence, security, and peace of mind. You don't need an enormous budget or expensive gear to prepare effectively. Even starting small, adding 1 or 2 of these items each month builds a stockpile that could literally save lives. These inexpensive, versatile items are the difference between being reactive during an emergency and being fully prepared to handle it calmly and efficiently. Here's the key. Knowledge alone isn't enough. You have to act. Walk through your home, identify what you already have, and make a plan to add the missing essentials. Prioritize multi-use items, think creatively, and focus on practicality. A few simple, inexpensive additions today can prevent weeks of stress, uncertainty, and struggle tomorrow. If this video gave you insights into prepping without breaking the bank, don't just watch, take action. Start building your stockpile now. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with friends and family, because preparedness isn't just personal, it's communal. The more people around you who are ready, the safer and stronger your community becomes. Remember, emergencies don't announce themselves. Power outages, supply disruptions, and natural disasters can strike at any moment. The time to prepare is before it happens. Be proactive, take control, and ensure that when a crisis hits, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. Your future self will thank you for every small, thoughtful step you take today. Start now, stock up smartly, and stay ready for anything.